Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Sagittarius New Moon Meditation for the Common Good. Today we continue the work we started at the full moon, the solar festival of Scorpio, focusing on the topic right relations, invoking harmony amidst transformational fires of initiation. We've been holding this topic for the last 2 weeks, reflecting and sharing our impressions. And today, we will have opportunity to bring our impressions into the group chalice through the sharing in the circle and offering the most resonant seeds into group chalice to be magnetized and radiated towards humanity as part of our meditative service. As always, we start our work with sounding the statement of purpose. And I invite Birgit to voice our statement of purpose.
Thank you, Alexander, and hello, everyone. Our purpose is to magnetize the ideas of common good, freedom, and brotherhood as the highest values of humanity at this time. We recognize and cherish diversity of perspectives in our group, creating a space capable of invoking, receiving, interpreting, and radiating a higher synthetic vision. We serve as a ceramic outpost, building a group bridge of Buddhic energy. We evoke the soul of humanity. We envision humanity as being the seed that is flowering. We prepare the way for the reappearance of the coming one. And let us do our name circle. Over to you, Tracy.
Thank you, Birgitta. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. As we begin our focus today in this new moon meditation, the naming circle unites our hearts across distance as we begin our alignment and bring ourselves fully into our group work. By uniting our hearts in this way, we begin naturally to work telepathically through our group mind. The key to this telepathic work is in the etheric alignment, which creates the group field and allows it to become both a receiving and transmitting agent for higher ideas and energies. We will begin by calling our names into the circle, starting with our organizers. And as your name is called, please unmute yourself, say your name, and where you are calling in from. For example, Tracy Arbor, calling in today from Augrey, Michigan, USA. And as we go through this, let us turn our attention to our hearts and the heart center of the group gathered today, as each one of us calls ourselves into this circle. Alexander.
My name is Alexander Ilchuk, and today I'm calling in from Resende in Brazil.
Welcome. Birgitta.
Birgitte Rasmussen, calling in from Slagelse in Denmark.
Welcome. Helen.
I'm Helen, and I'm calling in from England, near London. Thank you.
Welcome. Anetta.
Hello, this is Annette calling in from Sorø in Denmark.
Welcome. Ben.
It's Ben, the Bronx, New York.
Welcome. Eva. Eva, please unmute yourself if you can. Welcome, Eva. Jillian.
Hello all, it's Gillian from Norfolk, UK.
Welcome. Judy.
Hello, this is Judy Harrison from Brewster, Massachusetts, USA.
Welcome. Kiki.
I'm gonna get one. It's fine. Do your thing.
Kiki, welcome. Marty.
Thank you. Kiki in Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Kiki. Welcome. Marty.
Hello, this is Marty Lanier Hoke from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, in the United States.
Welcome. Thank you, everyone. Now that we are linked together as a group, let's share a few moments in silence to align, forming a triangle between Shambhala, the hierarchy, and humanity. May our efforts be of the highest vibration in selfless service for our purpose. Over to you, Alexander.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you, friends. As we prepare for our meditation today, we open now the circle for sharing. And we, for the last 2 weeks, been holding the questions that Helen offered us during the full moon meditation. This question helped us to focus our group mind on our topic. And so we open the floor now for sharing. And as we prepare to share, I invite us to look at the community impressions boards where we had a chance to share our impressions during this period. You can find the link to the impressions board in the chat now. So I suggest we take a couple minutes to look through impressions that have been shared there. While I will correct this slide because on the current slide, I didn't correct the topic. So let us take this time to review the sharing. And when we are ready, let us start our sharing. So when you would like to share something, please unmute yourself. And as we listen to each other's sharings, let us hold the meditative focus of holding the vertical alignment and recognizing the most resonant seeds that we would offer into our group chalice as we will prepare to the meditation.
We realize we are not indeed separate, but all fractals of the one life. Hence, no true disagreement is ever possible. All is ever well.
Disagreements are really sorted out through argument and people voicing opinions. And so it would be better if people just realize that their opinion is not the only one. They don't voice their opinion too strongly, but they leave themselves open to changing their mind if necessary. And people just do what they can to avoid outright conflict. And this applies to nations as well. And maybe we could perhaps have a more peaceful world.
It is at the level of soul that true harmony exists. And so we, as the new group of world servers, need to work to intuit the plan and be the co-creators that we're charged to be. And that is to live a soul-infused life ourselves, to radiate that out, but also to work to bring down the plan through our meditative efforts as we stand together, united with hierarchy.
We as a group can work as a sort of lens to direct all the different currents from humanity to the hierarchy, and opposite to direct higher impressions down to humanity, to create a better communication and to create a better sort of working place to direct the communication. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. What was on my mind this week was mostly related to question 2. And my thoughts were that came to me were focused mostly around education. And I found myself trying to define, to get it to make a some sort of definition of education that seemed to be more encompassing than what I thought in the past and what people seem to usually think about it. And it's a working definition, but I'm going to read to you what I came up with so far, because education does seem to be a means to bring about or to help, to aid with the kinds of things that we're saying we want to see happen. Education is an aspect of communication, often intergenerational, whose larger goal or intention is to aid in the growth and enhancement of light in others by sharing information, and at a deeper level, by means of the art and science involved in helping others build understanding. And something maybe about supporting the discoveries that lead to understanding, something like that. The outcome would be increased service to the whole. And it needs to involve the whole person, all of the lower bodies, as well as the soul, in developing skills and deeper understanding. That's just what was on my mind as a path to the outcomes we want to see in our world. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'd like to add to what Lynn said. It isn't going to be just education alone, obviously. I think being responsible for yourself, self-responsibility, and your contribution to the karma that's being created or resolved at this time. Also reigniting more morality and values. So just the education alone isn't going to do it if again, the motives and your values are tainted. You can have all the education you want. You can twist and turn it to suit your selfish or selfless type endeavors, which is a fine line sometimes. And I think at this point in time too, because we're fourth ray, humanity is on the fourth ray, with of course strong second ray, because that's our solar logos. We have that love. Thank goodness we have that love still in us. But humanity needs to find its humanity again. Pitting brother against brother or whatever is not a humane way of being. The way animals are treated, some of them, the children and the human trafficking, until things like this are cleared up. I think it's going to be, it's difficult to make that change for humanity. This is where I think the initiation comes in for soul initiation. We need to go beyond that the Kamaloka and into the higher mind and Buddhic area, Buddhic energy within us are going into the heart chakra. So with Sagittarius, I think pointing the arrow away from ourself and towards when I say pointing it away from ourselves, pointing it away from lower personality and aiming it obviously to the higher self. And I think that's part of the work that our new group is doing together, is helping that happen. And I think there's a lot of people, good people in the world that are doing a lot of humanitarian work and just bringing good things. I think anytime there's negative talk, slamming others, etc., you're going back into that astral body. And that goes for, I'm saying that for myself because I've had to look at a lot of things myself, but and how do you get past that? Because you have so much could have a history of so much anger and holding things in for so long or whatever. And it's like, how can I get past this, even as an individual, let alone a nation or whatever? How do you get past it? And I think Sagittarius is showing us you just have to aim and look up, look higher. I had an uncle who used to have to deal with depression, and he used to write on a piece of paper. He would say, just look up today, look up. Don't look down, just change your view and use your eyes and look up. And he had that piece of paper, he looked at it every day, and it helped to lift his spirits. They say if you smile, that helps, right? They say looking up. These are just little things, but I think Sagittarius with that arrow is pointing the way, look up kind of thing. So thank you.
Hi. I was thinking exactly Tracy's, the morality. This week I read a opinion piece or a reporting on some things Christine Lagarde had said recently about dealing with, she's head of the European Central Bank now, I think I'm right, how the EU could deal with the new American government that's coming in. And she said that we must negotiate and talk, and not to say no, but to sit down and talk, negotiate, and see how we can work this together. And I mean, tons of other things she said, but along those lines. And I thought, oh, for heaven's sakes, what a ray of hope. Absolutely, this is just what needs to be done. And then the next day, this is over Thanksgiving, there were a couple of articles in the paper, a letter and some op-eds, where people who were going to be in positions of power were saying much the same thing, that there are ways that we can talk and negotiate and try to find issues where we can agree or how we can help each other in creative new ways. So one doesn't necessarily have to go down into the mire, that we can find a creative new way to go about it, to live together, to try to create a better good for all. So anyway, all along those lines. Thank you. Bye.
My thoughts are to synthesizing all of these comments that have been made and thinking about things such as seeing seeing with the end in mind, from the inner to the outer. The idea that we know all is truly perfect, but we in the end, but we manifest that perfection fractally, each of us as a fractal, with a piece of education, with a piece of education, with a piece of this, a piece of that. Intention, communication, all a part of it. Everything we do, and each of us is an individualized expression for a purpose, to bring what it is that we individually bring to the collective.
Not being an American, I'm no authority on the government that's coming in. I know what happened last time, but I just read somewhere what I'd been thinking, that there might be some surprises come, and there's no need to be as worried as we are. I mean, we can only hope, but sometimes people come up in surprising ways, and this man seems to be a man that might do that.
Andrea shared a comment in the chat. I will read it. The highest understanding of harmlessness must become one of the primary qualities to be collectively established. To be able to see differences with loving gratitude as the beauty of diversity, minimizing individual competition and instead developing the power of group cooperation. Solutions are seen as celebrations of cohesive ideals. Be the truth that we know. Thank you, Andrea.
So I think this idea, oh, sorry, Gillian.
No, carry on, Helen.
I was going to say a harmlessness. One of the qualities of harmlessness is the completed point of view. And this is about looking from a higher standpoint, from the soul or beyond, and seeing all these different qualities, traditions, cultures, civilizations, and just, I suppose it's to do with being the observer, isn't it? Just looking and seeing how things are, sort of, which seems to link in with be the truth that we know. I think during the month I've been particularly impressed by the positive aspects of the principle of conflict. somebody was saying about the downward cast eyes. I think in law 4 of healing is the healer to lift the downward focused eyes onto the soul. And in healing, the disease and pain, they show us where there is a block in the soul being able to flow through. And conflict has this positive thing of showing us where the will from Shambhala, or the purpose of the plan from hierarchy, where it is not coming through. So it's an indicator for us rather than something to be frightened of. And this to me was quite I hadn't looked at conflict in quite that same way before. And it was this idea of it being ruled or controlled by Ray 2. I found this very appealing, and seeing the harmony which is revealed because of the conflict. If you use the conflict right, it reveals the truth and the love that underlies the happenings of the time. Thank you.
And isn't the purpose of all of this finally humanity's growth in consciousness?
Yes, that's what I was going to say when I was going to speak, and Helen and I clashed, and I was going to more or less say what Helen said, because really, if and when people become soul conscious, the problem should really be solved. And as others have said, we're doing our best with our work to try to encourage humanity to be soul conscious, and it looks as though the time is actually becoming near now. And so hopefully there will be much less conflict on Earth in the near future. But I also understand that there will be two levels of living on Earth at that point. Some will rise above and some will be left as they are. So really, I'm quite at a quandary to know what that means.
What Andrea wrote was sort of so eloquently said what I was trying to get out too, and what Helen and Jill are saying. Those articles I read were, to me, a really beautiful expose of what we're talking about. It was a translation into everyday workings of our world by using these elements, these pieces of grace that we know and talk about, and I just saw it in these people, in the words that were being said, and in the ideas that were putting forth, and I found it terribly exciting and hopeful, and that it was being made manifest on a global scale in a way. And I just found it exciting, as all your words are too. Thanks.
A friend said a phrase that really resonated for me in the last few days, is that the confusion of the era of Pisces, the end of era of Pisces, is that people want it to be nice, as thinking that it's a solution for all the conflicts. But in reality, it's not solving the conflict, being nice. The confusion is that the consciousness opening the light of the soul reveals the true, so to speak, niceness. And so that's where the harmony is. So we shouldn't look for niceness or just for outer harmony. The outer harmony will emerge as a result of the soul revealing itself. And I will read the comment that Ben shared. My own family and friends are either divided or deflated. For myself, all joy at the coming spiritual awakening. People have lost sight of that. I am, and people are astonished by such joy. Joy lives above and underlies. Thank you, Ben.
I think in our topic, we have this word, the fires of initiation. I was having a discussion with Kiki a little while ago about initiation, and it is the beginning of something new, initiating something. And this idea of the joy, I think we are initiating a new step forward for humanity. We talk about the shift, the change, you know. Yes, there is this initiation is happening into the new life, and it is joyful. Thank you, Ben. Optimism creates joy. Lovely. I believe the soul also creates joy.
Time runs fast, and we approaching now the meditative work that we will do. And as we prepare for meditation, let us take a minute of silent reflection, recognizing the most resonant ideas that we see as a seed that we would like to offer into the group chalice. And following this silence, Helen will lead us in meditation. Over to you, Helen.
Thank you. We are celebrating the new moon in Sagittarius today. Sagittarius, the sign of silence. This is a time for deep contemplation and indeed silence. This piece from the Labours of Hercules seems to speak to this and also sums up some of our discussions, particularly from last week. Right use of thought, restraint of speech, and consequent harmlessness on the physical plane result in liberation. For we are held in the human unit. We are imprisoned to the planet, not by some outside force that holds us there, but by what we ourselves have said and done. The moment we no longer set up wrong relations with people, by the things we say that should not have been said, the moment we stop thinking things about people that we should not think, then, little by little, those ties that hold us to the planetary existence are severed. We are freed, and we climb the mountain like the goat in Capricorn. In our climb, we aspire towards the fifth kingdom of souls, strengthening our relationship with hierarchy. I was reminded yesterday in a wonderful evening on the Devas with the sequel group, how our relationship with hierarchy also involves our relationship with the great Devas. For Christ, at the heart of hierarchy, is Lord of both men and of angels. And I would like us just to hold silence a while, aware of these relationships. And to balance this silence, let us listen to these words. And we can remember our relationship with the devas, that they see sound. One of the greatest instruments for practical development lying in the hands of both small and great is the instrument of speech. He who guards his words and who only speaks with altruistic purpose in order to carry the energy of love through the medium of the tongue is one who is mastering rapidly the initial steps to be taken in preparation for initiation. Speech is the most occult manifestation in existence. It is a means of creation and the vehicle for force. In the reservation of words, esoterically understood, lies the conservation of force. In the utilization of words justly chosen and spoken, lies a distribution of the love force of the solar system. That force which preserves, strengthens, and stimulates. We speak our seeds into our beautiful golden chalice. And we believe that love will radiate them outwards to humanity wherever they are needed. And I would like us to meditate a while on these seeds growing, flourishing, and radiating outwards from our chalice. as well as a new moon in Sagittarius today, it's also the beginning of Advent. And in church, they pray Maranatha, which is Aramaic for the Master is coming. The Tibetan points out the importance of sounding, again, the spoken word, sounding the great invocation to aid the reappearance of the Master. He says, as stanza 1, let light stream forth into the minds of men, the influencing of the minds of disciples, the enlightening of intelligent humanity. This is related to the mental plane. It says stanza 2 has a different emphasis, summed up in let love stream forth into the hearts of men. The influencing of the masses everywhere. The outpouring of Christ's Spirit on the astral plane. Under stanza 3, he speaks to the mutable cross to which Sagittarius belongs, which is related to the earth and to matter. He says, a purpose which the masters know and serve. This is the anchoring of hierarchical energy on earth. The physical appearance of the Christ related to the etheric physical plane. I would like us to sound the great invocation together, aware of these different emphases and allowing space for harmony between all levels of consciousness. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills. The purpose which the masters know and serve. And from the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Oh.